A 32-year-old Florida man has been arrested in the Bahamas after a woman was found dead on a cruise ship. Around 5:30 p.m. local time on Monday, the Royal Bahamas Police Force was contacted with reports of an unresponsive passenger on board a cruise ship on the island of Grand Bahama. Authorities have not disclosed the name of the cruise line. A female passenger, later identified as a 27-year-old woman, was also from Florida and was found unresponsive in her cabin on the ship. After a medical team responded to the scene and performed CPR, she was pronounced dead. Upon investigating, the Royal Bahamas Police Force confiscated a quantity of suspected cocaine from the female passenger's room. They have also arrested the 32-year-old man. Police said the investigation into the death remains ongoing and an autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact cause of the female passenger's death. Neither the woman nor the man who was arrested have been identified further than their age and their status as U.S. citizens. An investigation is ongoing. And our next topic. The Tristan brothers have been arrested in Romania. Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate have been arrested in Romania. According to their spokesperson, the 37-year-old former professional kickboxer and his brother were detained on Monday evening on a UK warrant relating to charges of sexual aggression, which allegedly occurred between 2012 and 2015. His spokesperson added to the outlets that the brothers are set to appear at the Bucharest Court of Appeal in Romania, where a pivotal decision will be made on whether to execute their warrants issued by the UK's Westminster Magistrates Court. The statement said, quote, Andrew and Tristan Tate unequivocally deny all allegations and decry what they perceive as an exploitive use of the legal system, the spokesperson said in a statement. They are fully committed to challenging these accusations with unwavering determination and resolve. 4 women reported the social media star for alleged sexual violence and physical abuse to authorities in the UK, though the authorities did not prosecute him at the time, according to the Associated Press. The woman then decided to crowdfund to secure legal costs to initiate a complaint against him. McHugh Jury and Partners, a law firm representing the woman, said in a statement that the woman had, quote, a significant concern to many that Tate would seek to avoid justice in Romania and abroad. The law firm continued, saying, quote, we are grateful to the British authorities for taking our concerns seriously and issuing an arrest warrant. Tate is accused of serious criminal offenses against a large number of victims, and he must be held accountable. The law firm has not issued any further comments, as well as Tate's representatives have neither commented either. The online influencer and his brother, along with 2 Romanian women, were previously arrested in Romania in December 2022 in connection with human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group. The 4 were eventually indicted in June 2023 and released on bail in August 2023. Romanian prosecutors said at the time, quote, the 4 suspects appear to have created an organized crime group with the purpose of recruiting, housing, and exploiting women, forcing them to create pornographic content meant to be seen on specialized websites for a cost. They would have gained important sums of money. The Tate brothers have also denied these allegations, with their spokesperson saying at the time that the brothers were prepared to demonstrate their innocence and vindicate their reputation. The statement further said, quote, our primary focus will be to establish the truth and ensure a fair and impartial examination of the evidence the legal team will submit. And now, more into Scott Peterson's ongoing legal issues. Scott Peterson is back in court via video as he seeks a new trial. Convicted murderer Scott Peterson took his first steps toward seeking a new trial at a status hearing Tuesday morning in a Northern California court. Scott, 51, appeared via live stream video from Mule Creek State Prison in Lone, California, while his new lawyers from the LA Innocence Project began the process of seeking a new trial for their client, who was convicted in 2004 of killing his wife Lacey Peterson and their unborn son Connor. The hearing, the first regarding new evidence that the Innocence Project claims to have, was mostly procedural. He smiled when he was asked if he could hear what was going on in court via Zoom. Scott appeared on Zoom in a blue prison jumpsuit. San Mateo County Superior Court Judge Elizabeth Hill granted the hearing last week. During Tuesday's hearing, she scheduled future hearings about DNA testing motions. Scott's brother Joe and his sister-in-law Jeannie Peterson attended the hearing. The LA Innocence Project took on Scott as a client last year. A new piece of evidence they claim that they have revolves around a van that was set ablaze on December 25th, 2002 in Modesto, the day after Lacey vanished. Scott's lawyers claim the van is where Lacey was killed by two men after she witnessed them robbing a house on her street on the morning of December 24th, 2002, which was the day she disappeared. Inside the van was a mattress with what appeared to be bloodstains. The LA Innocence Project claimed it has new evidence showing that the van didn't have a mattress inside it before it was stolen prior to Lacey's killing. Scott told police he was fishing in the San Francisco Bay on December 24, 2002, 90 miles away from the couple's Modesto home when Lacey disappeared. Scott became a person of interest when massage therapist Amber Frey came forward in 2003, saying that she had been romantically involved with him for a month before Lacey vanished. Frey said she had no idea he was still married and that Scott had told her he was a widower. He was arrested on April 18, 2003, 4 days after the bodies of Lacey and Connor turned up in San Francisco Bay. He pleaded not guilty when charged with their murders. And then on November 12, 2004, a jury found Scott guilty of 2 counts of murder in connections with the deaths of Lacey and Connor. In 2005, he was sentenced to death, but in 2020, that sentence was overturned, and the following year, he was resentenced to life in prison without parole. The next hearing for a motion to seal proceedings is scheduled for April 16th, and the judge scheduled a hearing on the DNA motions for May 29th. She then scheduled a hearing about discovery proceedings for July 15th, and Scott Peterson will attend all hearings via Zoom from prison. In the summer of 2023, Scott reached out to the nonprofit LA Innocence Project, asking it to consider taking his case. The Innocence Project and Lacey's family have not further commented on this ongoing legal battle. Now on to our next topic. Actor Drake Bell was sexually assaulted by a Nickelodeon dialogue coach, saying, quote, "It was extensive and brutal." The sexual abuse at the hands of Brian Peck occurred while Drake Bell was a 15-year-old cast member on The Amanda Show. For the first time, Drake Bell, the one-time star of Nickelodeon's Drake and Josh, has spoken out publicly about being repeatedly molested by dialogue coach Brian Peck when he was a child. The announcement comes as part of Bell's appearance in an investigation Discovery's upcoming 4-part docuseries, Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, which uncovers the toxic and dangerous culture behind some of the most iconic children's shows of the late 90s and early 2000s, many of which were produced by Dan Schneider. Quote, "Brian and I became really close because we had a lot of the same interests, which looking back, I think that was probably a little calculated," Bell said. Bell began acting at the age of 5 amid his parents' divorce. After mostly working in commercials and small TV parts, he landed an acting job on Nickelodeon's The Amanda Show in 1999. The next year, on the first day of the show's second season, Bell met Brian Peck, a dialogue coach who befriended him and would invite him to his house for acting lessons. After some time, Bell's father, Joe, expressed his concerns with production and said he was uncomfortable with Peck, who also appeared on screen as Pickle Boy, always being around his son. The relationship between Peck and his son didn't sit well with Joe, and when he mentioned it again, he claims he was ostracized on set and backed off. Peck later became Bell's manager, causing a rift between Bell and his father. He would frequently accompanied Bell to acting auditions in Los Angeles, which were at least an hour away from where Bell lived with his mother. Due to the distance, Bell would frequently spend the night at Peck's house, but one night, everything changed. Bell said, quote, "I was sleeping on the couch where I usually sleep, and I woke up to it. I opened my eyes, and I woke up, and he was sexually assaulting me. And I froze and was in complete shock and had no idea what to do or how to react." He continued saying, quote, "Anytime I had an audition or anytime I needed work on dialogue or anything, I somehow ended up back at Brian's house. And it just got worse and worse and worse, and I was just trapped. I had no way out. The abuse was extensive, and it got pretty brutal." Bell says the abuse happened more than once, and that he has never forgotten what has happened to him. In 2004, in connection with Bell's case, Peck pleaded no contest to a charge of oral copulation with a minor under 16, as well as a charge of performing a lewd act with a 14 or 15-year-old. Bell's identity as a victim was not made public at the time. Tate spent 16 months in prison and was mandated to register as a sex offender. Bell says in the docuseries that Schneider was not aware he was ex-victim until Bell confided. Schneider, who left the network in 2018, offered to support him in any way he could. Shattered by what he had endured, Bell says he began to drink heavily and use drugs. In 2021, Bell pleaded guilty to 2 charges stemming from online behavior with an underage fan and was sentenced to 2 years probation and community service. Nickelodeon released a statement saying, quote, "Now that Drake Bell had disclosed his identity as the plaintiff in the 2004 case, we are dismayed and saddened to learn of the trauma he has endured, and we commend and support the strength required to come forward." Bell's story is one of many included in the docuseries, which features multiple interviews with former cast members, writers, and crew from popular teen series like All That, The Amanda Show, and Zoe 101. Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV is premiering across 2 nights on ID from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on March 17th and 18th. Before we move on, let us know your thoughts on the topics we've covered in the comment section below. And of course, we'd like to highlight our sponsor, Skillshare. Today I want to share something incredibly close to my heart that's been a game changer in my creative journey, Skillshare. Imagine a place where creativity knows no bounds, a community where you're not just a viewer, but an active participant in your learning journey. That's what Skillshare has been for me. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was brimming with ideas, but had so many questions. How do I edit my videos to make them pop? What's the secret to engaging my audience? How can I turn my passion into a thriving channel? That's when I discovered Skillshare, with thousands of classes covering everything from video editing and animation to storytelling and branding. Skillshare became my go-to resource for all things YouTube. What set Skillshare apart for me is its community of real creators who are not just teaching, but sharing their journey, offering insights you won't find anywhere else. I've been able to get feedback on my projects and even collaborate on new ideas. And the best part, it's all at my own pace. Whether I'm looking to master Adobe Premiere Pro during a weekend deep dive or pick up new social media strategies over my morning coffee, Skillshare fits into my life seamlessly. So if you're like me, dreaming of creating content that resonates and builds a community on YouTube, Skillshare is where you need to be. It's not just a learning platform, it's a launchpad for your creativity. Join me and millions of others who are turning their passion into action. And let's make something amazing together. Use the link in the description and sign up for Skillshare today. And of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you like our video. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And as always, if you want to support the channel, buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/TCNS. As always, thank you so much for watching and listening. And join us next week for Coffee and Crime.